doesn't necessarily pay off to reinvent a slower hallucinating wheel. So I work at Reinventing, been working there for almost 6 years now. Reinventing is a company that traditionally takes unstructured data, i.e. news, and extracts structured data from it, analytics. We have this new product as of last year, I think, which is bigdata.com, which is an LLM-powered financial insights in real-time thing, which means prompts. Problem, when we get these prompts from the users, these need to be enriched with various metadata so that we can then actually punt them off to the appropriate agents and take whatever actions necessary in terms of consulting the right database, etc., etc. So the initial system for this was enrichment through a separate LLM prompt. This was using Claude 3.5 Sonnet. The throughput was throttled to 50 enrichments per minute, fairly slow for any sort of software as a service thing. Typical response time of roughly 2.5 seconds. And the sort of enrichments that were being done included sentiment detection on this and time data. So for anyone who was at ELS last year, you might remember that I did a presentation on the period extraction system we have at Reinventing. If you remember the details, congratulations. So here at the left side, we have the subpart of the prompt for the enrichment that covered the time data stuff. And here we have roughly 12 types of patterns being looked for in the LLM prompt, which is a wee bit short of the 1,000+ patterns we have in the classic system. So, new system is the older system. We created a new service, query enrichment service, which is just a thin API above the classic unstructured to structured data systems. This means that we can do the entity detection, same as we always have, which is, represents 20 years of growing domain expertise and all of that. The period system is roughly 8 years old. Didn't used to do the entity detection in the LLM-based system. Now that's part of it. And we dusted off an unused decade-old sentiment algorithm, which performs just as adequately as the LLM prompt. Performance has improved. So on a single server machine with 8 cores, 10 threads, test corpus of 3,700 prompts, takes roughly 30 seconds to run. We have sort of the raw spread of response times on the left side here between 6 runs of this thing, and on the right side just sorted by ordering. So yeah, the throughput has increased by a factor of roughly 150, response time by a factor of 125. I've had a small part in this thing, not the main part, and yeah, being able to take advantage of all of the nasty details we have already figured out is a big win versus spending 20 years on that a second time. Moral of the story, doesn't necessarily pay off to reinvent a slower hallucinating wheel, got to go fast, and affordance, because once we did have this service internally, you started seeing use cases we didn't anticipate whatsoever. So, in the contest in this particular case, between the 50 billion or whatever parameter LLM versus the 50 billion bytes Lisp image works fine. Cheers.